Warning, the following video may contain sensitive topics that some viewers might find disturbing. We would also like for you to not witch hunt, harass, send death threats, or any form of hate towards the people mentioned in this video or in the main topic of this video. Thank you for listening. Let's get into the video.
You can't get rid of me. I will always come back, just to haunt everyone who just deserves it.
Like, you're gonna sue him? Like, I could be a lawyer right now. Like, I could, destroy all the evidence and, oh boy, I love this.
Serbia does not have any form of nuclear weapons. I confirm that since I'm actually in the fucking Air Force, mate. I confirm that Serbia has no possession of nuclear weapons. If they did, they probably would have done something by now.
A terrorist threat which you made against the United States of America.
I warned you 1,000 times to leave Shadow alone, and this is what happens right here.
You really need to stop this. You're digging yourself a deeper and deeper hole.
Oh, you think it's funny? You think it's fucking funny when you make a terrorist threat and you roleplay and, oh yeah, let's see, minor?
Where do I even begin? This is probably going to be the hardest video I'm ever going to make. Maybe. I don't know. So this video has been on my mind for a while now. But I needed to wait to get a new computer because I didn't think that my old computer would be able to handle something like this. Now that I got a new computer though, I think things will go well. Anyways, yes, this is a drama-related video. But also an awareness video because today, we're going to be talking about a sociopath that has been on my mind for a while today. Yes, I did just say sociopath. Because this guy isn't really the best of all guys. And he's not really a cool person. But this is also a update video on an old video that I made a long time ago. So today, I'm going to update you about DarkHerobrine99 Sparkcake. If you don't know who DarkHerobrine is, he's a 19 to 20 year old man from Serbia who makes pretty bad Garry's Mod animations and claims to be the prince of the EOIs. Even though EOIs were here during 2012. Anyways, getting off topic here. I did make a video about this a long time ago, but since my last video on DarkHerobrine was released, a lot has happened since then. Let me just start from after the video on DarkHerobrine was released. After what happened, I believe a month later, we managed to find DarkHerobrine on a different server, and we decided to troll him for a little bit, but then tried to reason with him, and tried to talk things out between Shadow and DarkHerobrine. Inverted Shadow, just to let you know. And after a bit of talking, they went neutral with each other, and I became friends with DarkHerobrine again. It wasn't until somewhere in the middle of August when the neutrality ended. I think it was in the middle of August, I can't remember. But let me just go over the reasons why. After Shadow and DarkHerobrine went neutral, Dark kind of wanted to get to the point where he wanted to talk to Shadow. And I mean really wanted to talk to him, like right this instant. So he tried everything he could to try to get Shadow to talk to him. And Dark even went so far as to send somebody to BronyCon to try to get Shadow to talk to DarkHerobrine99. Do I even have to explain how dumb that is? He also claims to be haunted by ghosts, but I'll talk about that later. And all of this kind of led to a breaking point with me and DarkHerobrine99, with me pretty much being pressured to the point where I felt like I should unfriend him, because sending somebody to BronyCon just to try to get somebody to talk to him isn't really that cool. And remember, Shadow's had problems with DarkHerobrine in the past. And as you can imagine, Shadow was not up to something like that. But I can probably hear you asking, well, what happened between you and DarkHerobrine? Let me tell you. During the middle of August, I was in the middle of a call with DarkHerobrine, Shadow Firehead, Aiden J. Masters, and Lol Livy. Shadow Firehead was in there because, like, he couldn't hear me because I was in the middle of a call with him, a DM call, and he couldn't hear my microphone for some odd reason. And then later on, we just decided to hang out on my server, and then Aiden drops in, and then Livy. It wasn't until after we were talking about Shadow's trip to America when Dark brought up his whole paranormal stuff. He claimed that Shadow was possessed, all because he wasn't acting himself, but he was never possessed to begin with. He was just having a really bad day back then. I even told him about that, but he just didn't listen. After arguing with him for a while, it wasn't until I said, Dark, you are this close for me to unfriend you again. And his direct response was, if you do that, I'm gonna call the cops on you. It wasn't very pleasant. After a few minutes of arguing with him, he ran out and kind of needed to cool off for a little bit. It wasn't until after a few minutes I decided to unfriend him because you don't threaten to call the cops on somebody, especially for somebody that was 15 back then. So yeah, Dark literally threatened to call the cops on a 15-year-old, and I wasn't okay with it. I later on told everybody about what just happened between Dark and I, and after that day, Dark went so far as to try to find my IP address. Yes, my flipping IP address. But he did it on a troll website, which revealed his own IP address. And then one day, the neutrality ended between DarkHerobrine99 and the Inverted Shadow. Because apparently, blocking somebody on Twitter means that they want to start round 2.
2018, and this year, he went neutral with them, until one day.
You know what, Fatso? Fuck you too. If it's a round 2 that you want, then that's what you're gonna get.
Since when the hell did blocking somebody mean they want to start a second drama? Never, that's for sure. When you block somebody on Twitter or any form of social media whatsoever, it means they don't want anything to do with you. When you block somebody, you just don't want to deal with that person. It doesn't mean that they want to start round 2 or whatever, but apparently to DarkHerobrine99, it does. Which is entirely bullcrap. Later on down the line that we found out that Dark wants to call the cops on Shadow as well, by sending somebody from America to find his location and to try to arrest Shadow. Now, Shadow hasn't really done anything wrong. He's never done anything illegal. But apparently Dark thinks that Shadow is revealing personal information about him.
And I have the evidence that Shadow revealed personal info about my life, which is against the law. There's 95% chance that he's gonna get arrested.
And what makes you think that?
Where did you put this?
Revealing someone's personal info, which is forbiddenly against the law.
That's not even remotely true. If you look on Shadow's Twitch, Twitter, DeviantArt, he's never mentioned any personal information on DarkHerobrine99. I mean, Shadow has mentioned DarkHerobrine a few times on Twitch, but he's never revealed any personal information. All he knows is Dark's real name, Marco, which he's not afraid to show. Other than that, Shadow hasn't really revealed any personal information. He does know that Dark was in a mental hospital at one point, but has he said a word about it? No, he hasn't. Whereas Dark has tried to send somebody to BronyCon, tried to talk to Shadow's mom, and even started using his real name.
It's James. I've took over his body because what Shadow just did. Or should I say his real name? Chris.
Yeah, did you know that you actually started using his name? You called his mother, and during the BronyCon, you had a friend, and you called a friend to come up to Inverted Shadow and talk about this. So, if you want to talk about, like, harassing and personal information, you should take a good look of yourself before starting to accuse other people, you know?
Believe it or not, Dark has also made a bit of a terrorist threat as well. He hasn't just been threatening to call the cops on people. He's also threatened to nuke the United States of America. Now, Dark is from Serbia, right? Serbia doesn't really have a powerful military. But to Dark, he says they have nukes.
A terrorist threat which you made against the United States of America, who, by the military, we have fucking 12 carriers, thousands of destroyers, millions of troops, and your army has nothing more than reconnaissance equipment.
Oh, really funny. You guys are weak. We have nukes.
No, you don't. Serbia is not known for its powerful military. But Dark is a bit delusional. He even says it so far as to trying to protect North Korea of all places.
Serbia does not have any form of nuclear weapons. I can confirm that since I'm actually in the fucking Air Force, mate. I can confirm that Serbia has no possession of nuclear weapons. If they did, they probably would have done something by now.
Oh yeah, like how North Korea will do.
North Korea may be still making nuclear sites, but
our denuclearization to a joke. They will be having their nukes already by the end of the year and next year. But hell, if they fucking try to go to war with us, we'll kick their fucking ass off the fucking map and out of existence.
And we will protect them.
Now, it is confirmed on the wiki that Serbia is actually allies with North Korea. But Serbia doesn't really have a powerful military. So even if Serbia tried to protect North Korea, it wouldn't work because Serbia doesn't have a powerful military, so they're pretty much fucked. But I guess he's just determined because apparently he worships Kim Jong-un as a saint. And now we get to the juicy part. It's what I like to call the pedophilic behavior. If you thought Heavy the Squid was bad, you clearly need to worry about DarkHerobrine99, because in my opinion, I think Dark might be worse than Heavy. Because while Heavy dated a 15-year-old, being Ellie Gadelia, Dark dated a 10 to 13-year-old girl from America. And from what I've heard from my friend, they were sexual role-playing with each other.
Oh, you think it's funny? You think it's fucking funny when you make a terrorist threat and do roleplay and, oh yeah, let's see, minor out of the United States, which can put you in fucking jail?
She did break up with DarkHerobrine at one point, but then Dark made an entire rant video on this. And it was just... Here's a glimpse of what he wanted his fans to do.
This is your last chance. You cannot get away with this. I swear. This is your last warning. You have to give up. You can't surrender. And I know what Shadow is going to do with you once he finally finds out what's been going on with me. He's gonna ban you. And some of my fans will go to find your IP, and once they got to your location, they're gonna teach you some manners. Not only you, even your family.
he was threatening a child that his fans were going to find her location and to teach her and her family manners. What the absolute fuck is wrong with him? Of all things, he's threatening to beat up a child, it seems? He wants his fans to beat her family and possibly her up. It may not seem that way to some of you, but that's what it sounds like to me. And also, fans are not meant to go after people. Not in real life, not in the comment section, not ever. They're there to support you. To be there for you. Hence the name fans. We all know how heavy the squid went down. So why is Dark doing the exact same thing that Heavy is doing? I have no idea. He's also said that Shadow was gonna ban her.
And I know what Shadow is going to do with you once he finally finds out what's been going on with me. He's gonna ban you.
He's also said that people that don't know about this knows about this, such as Rockadile, Lance, I don't know.
Rainbine knows this, Shaman knows this, Tails Dash knows this, Texan knows this, Shadow knows this, everyone knows about this.
And these are people that didn't want to get involved, by the way. They don't know this person, so they aren't gonna go randomly attacking or go banning people. Because A, that's just rude, mean, and harsh. And B, that's not what they do. Believe it or not, Dark has also done another sexual roleplay with another guy who pretended to be a girl, yet the kid was only 12 years old. Do I even have to say how wrong this is? We all know how messed up pedophilia is. So, when a guy like DarkHerobrine99 does sexual roleplays with kids, that's when things really, really go wrong. Also, one more thing. In the screenshots, apparently the guy was pretending to be Pinkamena, I believe. I have no idea why Pinkamena, but I'm not gonna bother asking. But yeah, there we go. Now, this next segment goes to a guy by the name of Thunder Shadow, who made a rant video a long time ago, talking about the EOI fans.
So, what I'm going to start this rant. So right now, I'm going to start the rant video about the inverted shadows and his fans.
Now, I apologize to Thunder Shadow if he is watching this. I am sorry if I'm being a bit mean to you, if I'm not realizing it, but I kind of wanted to talk to you about all this. So, you really think that some guy who threatened to nuke the United States of America, and somebody who's done a sexual roleplay with not only a 10 to 13 year old girl, but also a guy who was pretending to be Pinkamena, is a good person? And you also think that Shadow started this war?
And the inverted shadow will always be a coward. A cowardly coward to do nothing to do that about DarkHerobrine99 Sparkcake's dramas. Because you started the inverted shadow.
And you think Dark is the original creator of the EOIs? Think again, buddy. All this drama started way back in 2013. You wanna know when Shadow's first video was released? 2012. Also, I just wanted to make this clear, if you haven't paid attention to what I was saying before, Dark has been talking about Shadow constantly and trying to take him down along with several others. He even said that he wanted to take us out one by one on Tumblr at one point. Yet Shadow hasn't even said a word about him. I mean, yes, he has mentioned him on DeviantArt at one point, and he's also mentioned him on a few streams, but other than that, he's never done anything to him. He's never said anything bad to him, he's never insulted him. Dark has just been playing the victim, is all I can say. Just think about that. Also, I don't know why you mentioned me during that rant video, but I'm not gonna bother asking.
The third round is the Texan game 30. He's the man himself. Oh, I know, he's my good guy, but someone is insulted. Insulted by DarkHerobrine99 Sparkcake for his dramas and everything.
So, again, I'm sorry if I sound a bit harsh or I sound a bit mean to you. I just wanted to get this off my head. Now we get to the big part. Dark's paranormal activity bullshit, I like to call it.
Alright. Hello everyone, it's me. And I have some news regarding about this EOI war. And this is going to be an explanation about how did this war started in the first place.
So, Dark has been talking about this whole ghost stuff ever since the neutrality and now. It's been going on for quite a long time now, yet he still thinks that ghosts were the ones that started this drama. Yeah, I highly doubt that. He also mentions about a picture that looks like a face, eyes in the sky in the middle of a background during an animation, and a dream catcher randomly moving out of nowhere. Debug station time, baby! Alright, I can already tell you from just looking at the evidence Dark has showed everybody about Ghost haunting Shadow and saying that ghosts were the reason that started this drama is 100% fake. Let me go over the reasons why. To start off, we got the Dreamcatcher randomly moving.
Watching his unveiled video, I noticed in the background that thing moved all by itself.
Now, to let you know, that's actually a fan in the background, because A, not only did Shadow confirm it not once, but twice.
That, it is also pretty goddamn hot. You could probably hear my fan in the background right there, but you could probably hear my fan in the background right there. You could probably hear my fan in the background right there.
You can also hear a fan in the background. Now, if you pay attention to the background instead of what Shadow is saying, you can hear a fan in the background just for the few minutes of him showing his face for the first time in the face reveal.
So, at long last the threshold has been broken, and a milestone has been reached. And in honor of this momentous occasion to all of you, here I am, the inverted shadow in the flesh, or at the very least through that camera there. This was probably one of the most anticlimactic intros ever, wasn't it?
Did you hear it? I know I did. So yeah, the whole thing about the Dreamcatcher randomly moving, it was all just because of a fan in the background. You can hear it, but yet Dark said that he can't hear it. He just keeps saying that there's no fan in the background.
Feathers, you know? So the feathers moved because of the James ghost, right?
And there's no fan or air conditioner anywhere.
It's in the fucking sides!
Yeah.
The investigator confirmed it.
That's a fake investigator, I can tell you for a fact.
No, it's not.
Yeah, just listen.
He can confirm it to you.
Just listen. I don't know if you were aware of the times where Inverted Shadow recorded his own room was when he was like doing those unboxings, right? For a monthly, I don't remember which was like Loot Box or Loot Crate or something. And also about this, because it was his camera on PC, I think. There were two instances how can you know how his bedroom looks like? How can you know if there's a fan or not? If there's like, I don't know. How can you be aware of this? Because like the camera only shows one angle from the room, doesn't show everything.
It just shows the front angle.
How can you be that sure that it's a fan? There's no fan. Besides, if you think about it, only the feathers move, and the feathers are really light, you know. So the air force, the air, can actually make it move because it's something that is really light. So the odds of having a fan are even higher because of it, and you can see the direction that it's doing it.
I know that was a bit of a long one, but Daz kind of had a point on that. Feathers are very, very light, and if you think about it, only the feathers moved. And according to Shadow, the fan was on his right, or on the left side of the camera. And judging by where the fan is, it was more likely pointing to the background instead of Shadow. Why don't we do a little bit of an experiment? We're going to need at least two things. One is a fan, and two is feathers. Now, I already know where we can get one of those things. You asleep? No problem.
I don't want to be asleep.
This fan may be a bit big, but it'll do. Now, all we need is feathers. Now, unfortunately, I don't really have any feathers, so we're gonna have to rely on the second best option that we have. A piece of paper on this wall. Do not ask why it's there. But before we actually get to that, however, I do want to point out something about Dark saying that Shadow's house was haunted. But it's not really haunted because I don't believe Shadow's house had any of these like few signs that kind of shows if your house is haunted. To truly see if your house is haunted or not, you need at least 3 different signs. You would have to have objects flying out of nowhere.
Like how much?
It's not like we needed, guys. It's not like we needed any sleeping.
Oh my god! What the fuck? Doors randomly opening and closing.
But yeah, that was the tragic story of my my bringing down of my dearest Lydia.
Oh my! And last but not least, lights going on and off.
What the fuck was that?
I mean, you can also like hear some footsteps as well, but I'm not really sure if that would count as a sign, because footsteps randomly happen a lot. Anyways, let's get to the experiment. Okay, so this experiment is basically going to be showing that a fan is capable of moving something very, very light while it's behind me. And I can tell you for a fact it's going to move because paper is also very, very light, kind of similar to feathers, except feathers are a bit lighter than them. So let me show you. See? Paper can move just as much as feathers can, and the air conditioner here, or the fan, is capable of blowing it. And it's kind of like arm's length away, I think. A little bit, like 2/4 of the way. Now, okay. And it didn't really like blow anything, blow on me. My hair wasn't moving, so it was right behind Shadow when it happened. Now, if we just move it a bit. Now, if we just move it over here. Let's see how this will work. pointed directly at the paper. It works. So yeah, a fan within distance can blow something very, very light like this. So yeah, I hope you learn a bit of something today, Dark. See ya. That probably didn't make sense to some of you guys, but the point of that was to tell you that something very, very light can blow very, very easily. And also, not every fan is going to rotate or be pointed directly at the YouTuber, I would say. Normally a fan would just be behind them. It doesn't have to be pointed straight at them. But yeah, if you can hear a fan in the background, and if the YouTuber pointed out there was a fan in the background, then there's most likely to be a fan in the background.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know if you studied a little bit of physics, but it's pretty much evident and logical. You don't even have to understand physics to know that, you know?
Alright, the next thing I wanted to point out is what Dark thinks are eyeballs in the sky in the middle of an animation in one of Shadow's videos, which was for Fire Lily, which is a birthday video, I believe it was.
We're far apart in every way, but you're the best part of my day. And sure as I breathe the air, I know we are the perfect pair.
Dark thought he saw eyeballs in the sky during the ending of the animation.
But then, like, on his actual Gmod video, when he made, like, about him and Fire Lily, I actually caught this. Two eyes just watching him.
Now, I can already tell you, those aren't eyeballs. Those are supposed to represent stars together. Kind of like two people together, I guess. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. But yeah, those are supposed to represent stars. And even if they were eyeballs, you gotta remember, animation isn't really reality. So yeah, that was automatically debunked. Now the final thing I want to talk about is the picture that Dark claims to be a face.
And while I was in the call, talking to Justin, aka the paranormal investigator, he screenshotted what he saw, and he sent the picture over to me. Which means this happened. There. The ghost was caught right there.
Apparently I can't really see it, but a friend of mine who is morphic actually did see the face a little. So basically, this photo is actually a morphic photo. And if you don't know what morphic means, it basically means an illusion, like see things that aren't really there. Take like if you're at a desert and if you see like a body of water, but it's not really there. So yeah, I can't really see it, but my friend Jules was able to see it. But it isn't really a ghost, at least that's what she believes. Alright, now to another portion of the whole ghost paranormal stuff. Another thing that Dark has been talking about is that he thinks that Shadow is possessed.
James is the one that wants me gone, and he's inside of the inverted Shadow's actual body.
Yeah, he doesn't really show the symptoms of possession, because if he was really possessed, he would be in a hospital, not recording videos. And just to let you know, Dark also pretended to be possessed by a ghost who he calls James.
It's James. I've took over his body because what Shadow just did.
It was in the middle of a live stream one time, and apparently James said that he's gonna haunt anybody that gets in his way or something like that. I don't know.
You can't get rid of me. I will always come back, just to haunt everyone who just deserves it.
If he was actually possessed, Dark wouldn't be on the computer right now. He would probably be in the hospital as well, because a few signs to show to know that you're possessed are just looking like you're staring into space, heavy breathing, and a bunch of screaming. So, why does Dark think Shadow is possessed? Well, before the neutrality ended, Dark thought he was possessed because he wasn't really acting himself. Shadow was just angry at one point, and just like said that he didn't need anybody's help or anything like that. I can't really remember. But he only was like that just because something bad happened. Something with family. I don't really remember, and even if I do remember, I'm not going to say it because of obvious reasons. And the second reason why he thinks Shadow is possessed is something about his laughter being creepy. Whoever said laughter was him being possessed. That's not really a sign if Shadow is possessed or not. Like I said before, he could be possessed if he is staring into space, not saying anything, heavy breathing, or if he's just screaming in agony. Or maybe all of them at the same time. The same thing can apply with Dark. If he was actually possessed, I don't think he'd be on the live stream. He would probably be in the hospital, trying to get cured from what happened to him. Whoever possessed him, or whatever possessed him. One last thing to point. Dark also has a thing for trusting ghost apps for some reason, even though the ghost app he used was basically just something to use with added sound effects.
And you guys provoked him.
Yeah.
Provoked him? What
Yeah.
the heck? What are you talking about?
After Shadow's stream, I contacted him through my Spirit Box app, and he growled. See, he's mad. He's still mad.
That's just
Where's
adding.
growling?
That's just
Where-
added.
Where did you get the app application?
Google Play Store. Just research Ghoststronic Spirit Box app.
Okay, so we found the app that he is using, except his version is this color right over here.
Dark, is this somewhat of the layout? Is this what the layout looks like?
Well, looks familiar, but mine's blue.
Okay,
Mine has
does
like
it?
a blue screen instead of black.
Okay, then is everything else in the same exact place?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, and if you look in the description, it says this. This spirit box allows you to choose from 3 different channels of reversed English speech. Yeah, it's basically reversed audio. You can clearly see it says reversed English speech. So yeah, Dark's app is apparently a fake app that uses 3 different channels, which is basically reversed audio. We even pointed that out to him, yet he still had a hard time believing it.
That sound is pretty much your distorted own voice coming from the phone.
No, this was not my voice.
Another thing, he also says that he only answers with yes or no on the spirit box. Yet when he answers the question, it's neither of those.
He answers with only yes or no.
So you only say yes, no?
Yeah, yes, no question.
Okay, alright. So, ask him this question. How long ago is Inverted Shadow affected by James' ghost? How long? Ask him that.
Alright, let's give it a try. Just gonna pull the way all the way to the wall. Next. James, how long did the Inverted Shadow got affected by you? I think he said back in 90s.
Back
No,
in
but, no. But you said
I heard it.
yes or no.
I clearly heard it. That's what he said. I'm not joking.
No. When you say yes or no, right? He replies with yes or no. So how can you respond to yes or no in something that is said when? So
I don't know, clues like sometimes ghosts might be smart.
it's not about being smart. It's the phone itself. If you
He
ask a
said-
question, if you
He
ask a
said back in like he said 90. Let's say it's back in 90s. That's when what he said. I could not clearly hear the. I did heard like some numbers.
okay,
It's just random numbers.
Yeah. Watch. Okay, then ask him this: what's Inverted Shadow's name? Onto the ghost.
James, what is the Inverted Shadow's name? It said Chris.
Oh boy, you're using the information that you know.
No,
Like,
I heard it. He said Chris. That's what I heard it.
I thought you said that he can only answer with yes or no. At this point, you can already tell that all this ghost stuff is fake.
How can you make a connection that a sound coming from an app on the Google Store is actually James? Like, how can you know it?
Wait, hold on, Daz. I also wanted to say this. Let me give you a little bit of something example, Dark. If I were a ghost, I wouldn't be haunting somebody just because of some fucking drama. I would only be haunting somebody just for shits and giggles. I would be having a fun time just haunting people. Not for just some stupid drama. You gotta remember, ghosts only do this kind of stuff because they just do it. They don't have a specific reason, and they don't even bother saying. Ghosts don't talk. Apps are just fake.
Like...
Then how can you explain the screams?
Like, the screams, like, how can you interpret... How can you know what the scream is about? Like, it's a scream, it's not saying anything. It's like, not saying, fuck Dark, fuck Dalzion, he's a bad boy. Like, it's not saying that, you know? It's
He's
like
just
only...
it's just added effects.
Yeah, so how can you, like, interpret and know that he's saying this or is he saying that?
Okay, I think that's enough for today. I know there's a lot more about DarkHerobrine99, but this video is already long enough anyway. So, thank you guys for watching, and just in case if you weren't paying attention to the beginning of the video, do not go and send death threats or harass or do anything to DarkHerobrine99. Yes, what he did was wrong, but it's not right to go harassing people for something like that. So, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, see ya.